Got these right here.
Everything, all of them except 0534.
That's Bryce Thomas about to face a stack of charges that would make even a veteran defense attorney sweat. And yep, that's a courtroom shuffle, no trial. Just plea deals flying like confetti.
Good morning. Are you Bryce Thomas? And Mr. Burbank, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Yes, Your Honor. We're going open on each case, and the aggravated sexual assault is the lesser included indecency by exposure, which is a third degree.
So, we can do it. Y'all can get it done as soon as I'm finished. I'll just go through it with them. I just want to make sure.
Now pause. Right here, what just happened was a legal pivot. Bryce is agreeing to a lesser included offense, meaning he's dodging the more serious charge of aggravated sexual assault. That's a major deal as time, lighter stigma, but still serious.
Because of the agreement for the lesser in that case and for anything to run concurrently, is that the plea bargain agreement where he would be waiving his right to appeal dismissal? Gotcha. Okay. Give me just a second. Yeah.
And the lesser included is in the first is a
Or 0354 is being dismissed, I think. Or 0534, whatever I said. Mr. Thomas, in cause number 24, DCCR 0389, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of possession of a prohibited weapon from January 31st of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did?
So far, Bryce is 3-4-3 on guilty pleas. This isn't it, just compliance, it's strategy. He's aiming for mercy, but stacking weapon charges like this, it raises eyebrows for the sentencing judge, who's keeping score.
What they've charged you with. In cause number 24-0390, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of possession of a prohibited weapon from January 30th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with? In cause number 24-DCCR 0391, you're charged with a state jail felony offense of theft of a firearm. And that's from January 30th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge?
This is the charge that changes the entire tone of the case. Indecency with a child, Evan, by exposure triggers, sex offender registration for life. It's not just about jail time anymore, it's about social consequences that never disappear.
Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? And then, what is the reduction to? In cause number 24, DCCR 0392, the state has elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of a third-degree felony of indecency with a child by exposure. And that's from November 9th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge? Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And because you did what they charged you with. In each of these cases, I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Burbank? Do you fully understand them? And I want to make sure you understand there's kind of a partial agreement, and that agreement is that the state is going to dismiss cause number 20.
Notice how calm this all sounds, but behind the legalese is a brutal reality. Bryce just pleaded guilty to a felony that brands him for life. No trial, no defense, just paperwork, signatures, and silence.
24-0534, which is an unauthorized use of a vehicle. They are agreeing to that lesser included offense of the indecency in that case. And they're also agreeing that if anything that I sentenced you to, if it's time in prison, would run concurrently. There's not a specific agreement with regard to any time or any outcome, only those agreements with regard to the dismissal of the case, the reduction in the other case, and the fact that they'll all run at the same time. Is that your understanding? Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? Also, in that indecency case, do you understand that you will be required to register as a sex offender And Mr. Burbank will go over that more with you today, and there's a document you need to sign today with regard to that. Do you understand that as well? State tenders number 1 in each case.
No objection, states one in each.
New case, new defendant. This is Michelle Lazand. Her story, it's not about weapons or assault. It's about addiction, mental health, and a system deciding whether to punish or rehabilitate.
Case, Your Honor.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Mr. Thomas is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find in each of your cases that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each of your cases to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for a sentencing hearing. We'll get a pre-sentence report done. That'll give me more information about you, your cases, and we'll come back later for sentencing. Anything that you think is important for me to know, make sure you get that information to Mr. Burbank, who will present it to me on your behalf when we come back. All right? You can go back with the bailiff. Yes, sir. And I'll give you a minute to talk to Mr. Ramon.
Send it back to a company.
Good morning, ma'am. Are you Michelle LaChasse? And this is cause number 22-39304. Ms. LaChasse is on probation for abandoning or endangering a child. It's a state jail felony. That probation was for a 3-year deferred probation, October 17th of 2022. Has that been extended? Okay. So obviously, we'll see what we do today, but if there's going to be safety, I think that would be a requirement for me to do that. So I received an administrative hearing on April 30th from Mr. Ruiz with some issues that have been going on with regard to Ms. LaChasse allegedly going to the Sky Bar Lounge, failing to adhere to the curfew, failing to adhere to mental health services and treatment plans, remaining compliant with medication, admitting to drinking, and also admitting to trying to locate drugs as well. That hearing recommendation was to continue supervision and request safety, which was agreed at the time by Ms. LaChasse. I signed off on that and ordered it. Mr. Nix has filed a motion asking that I reconsider that. I have asked probation for kind of an update in their response to that, as well as the state, who said pretty much it's up to me and probation and everything else. So it's my understanding, Mr. Nix, that Ms. LaChasse is wanting to do some kind of local inpatient treatment.
So, Your Honor, if I could briefly just kind of give a little bit of a recap. She had her medication switched on March 11th and March the 20th. And shortly after that, if I can present this, I've shown a copy to the district attorney's office this morning. It showed that they made a major medication change, took her off Seroquel, put her on Prozac. She immediately started having issues with the Prozac. She's still having issues with the Prozac. She's taking the Prozac at the jail. They're giving it to her. She's having issues. What we've done is